Right, that's another part of the forest garden. Let me show you this. This is where we put the mulch. And in about 6 months it turned to this. There was actually fungus growing in it and all sorts, so it was doing its job. And it's just creating soil at a rate of knots, so the rest of it's been mulched as well. Got a few more bales for adding to it as it breaks down. I know, we can hear you. Very noisy. And the ducks like to come in and poke their beaks in amongst it. There's little holes in it everywhere where they've stuck their beaks in. It looks as if a million mice have made runs in it. Chokeberry. The plan is currants, of course. That's my black elder. Our black elder. There's a berberis behind it. I think that's a hazel tree. That's another currant. We've also got some hybrids. We've got, just wondering if that is one of them. They're like a blackcurrant gooseberry hybrid. We've got 3 varieties. We've got red gooseberries, green gooseberries. That's a discovery apple tree. I have awful problems with canker up here though. It's quite disappointing because a lot of these trees are dedicated to family members who we don't have anymore. And look at the state of you two. I don't know. That's the other chokeberry. The plan is to get lots of perennial things in here, which we're steadily working towards. Besides just herbs and fruit bushes, things that are unusual that you wouldn't find in the garden centre. And then once they're established, to be able to propagate from them and pass them around to other people who are doing the same thing up here, so that we all get the benefit of them. I don't know why, but I especially like that little cluster of hazel trees over there. It'll look a whole lot nicer when it's all greened up and everything's starting to look lush. We're getting grass already. For saying it's just the end of March, this is exceptional because this time last year everything was under snow here. We bought heaps of this stuff. It's wonderful. It's just a net for keeping off everything from carrot root fly to what have you. And the difference in the veg is amazing. The place we bought it from did the trials for it for up here, and the powers that be were so impressed with it that they actually banned the pesticides that it replaced, so that everybody has to use this stuff now. We were lucky enough to get this second hand, and we paid about 17p a metre for it. 1 metre being 13 metres wide, 1 metre long. So, no, is that right? Hang on. Was it 17p a square metre? Oh, I forget now. Anyway, somebody will set me right on that, I'm sure. Got lambs now. I know. Except her, she hasn't done yet. There's Ivy with her children. You look very chilled out, my dear. They're starting to pant in the heat already, which worries me because it's far too early to shear them. But it might mean we'll be shearing early this year. Anyway, we've actually got some grass growing as well. It's not a lot, but you'd be surprised how much goodness there is in just that short bit. They'll nibble it with their little teeth. And so much sugar in the first grass of the season, which is what they need for making milk. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 lots of lambs and 2 still to go. Should be done any day soon. I can relax then and get some sleep. All these willow trees we planted, one of the first things we planted was, well, stuff in the forest gardens first, but we did plant this as a windbreak, and as a windbreak I don't recommend it because the wind just blows it down. I don't think it's deep rooted enough, but we have had a lot of firewood crops from it, because once you cut it down it coppices and then you get all these nice long poles, and they burn very well. So that goes all the way around, but he's left this big wide margin with the fence. He's planning to make a double row and plant other things amongst it. The blackberries are straying into it. I expect the sheep will eat what hangs over, tidy up for us. When we cut these, we throw them in the field and just leave them lying on the ground, and the trees eat all the tiny twiggy bits and all the foliage, which just leaves me with bigger twigs for kindling and the big poles for whatever. I'll show you this monster lamb. Biggest lamb this year. It's a very big lamb. She's not going to walk away. I was a little bit worried about this lamb because it was standing with its right front foot with the toe turned under, and it'd be like the equivalent of us using our knuckle to lean on. But it's sorted itself out now, it's standing beautifully. I thought I was going to have to splint it. The size of it, it's huge. You wouldn't think that was, it's not even a day old. I've just been nudged up the bottom by Heather. Hey you, did you want something? Beautiful lambs. She's ignoring me now. Hello. You came and nudged me, what did you want? This is what she wants, look. There aren't many sheep that are this tame. You like that, don't you? You can scratch behind the ears. Yes, that's good, isn't it? Is that good? She's definitely the new matriarch to the flock. We thought she would be when we were asked how tame she was. But one of them, oh it was you, wasn't it? She was having such a lot of trouble with this great big lamb. And she was over by the fence, making a hell of a racket. And Heather there kept walking over to her, nudging her with her foot as if to say, come on, sit down and get on with it. And then walking away again. I have discovered, because it's happened several times, that I think it's probably because the lamb is presented feet first. There's no head bearing down on the cervix to help give the ewe the urge to push. So all they do, they don't get the urge to push, they just stand there and shout. They're just pacing the fence, shouting about every 5 seconds. And because it's happened a couple of times before, I thought she's got a breech, and sure enough it was. You can see the size of it. And I have to say, in terms of bad presentation, I'd rather have a breech than one with its front legs back and its head back and its legs presented, because it's really hard getting the head in the right position if they're quite small as well. You need smaller hands to do it. When they're already presented legs first, it's just a case of pulling them out carefully so you don't damage any of its joints. Yeah, it's starting to show an interest in the others now. Sulky pots. I put rings on the tails yesterday, and this little boy decided he would collapse and be a big drama queen. So we're leaving his balls for a few more days, because if you feel like that about having your tail done, you're not going to like having them done, are you? So I'm not listening. Go away. Can't hear you. They weren't such big lambs, but they're sweet. Right. I'll wind this up. Lost your mum? Wrong one. We'll discover it. His mum's over there.